Woo! Baby, the clowns of Wall Street are back. Now, they won't compare themselves to Wall Street, but I will, because they're all analysts that get on their high horse on that Twitter, tweeting away about how the markets are running into a calamity. And, you know, not financial advice, of course, because when they're wrong 98% of the time and you lose all your money, at least you can't come after them after they've made all of their money. But this clown living in his mother's basement is outperforming all of these clowns we're going to talk about today, at least. So I'll climb up on my high horse and paint my face and admit it to what I truly am. But all of this, of course, is related to these Snapchat warnings, bringing down the entire social media empires today, basically sending shocks across the digital advertising space as investors flee social media stocks, because we got comments out of the CEO saying the macro environment has deteriorated further and faster than we anticipated when we issued our quarterly guidance last month, because clearly, you know, when dollars and not converting into ad spend, well, people are going to stop spending ad dollars. But you know, that brings all the clowns out of the woodwork. We got Schiff here, the best of the clowns, saying shares plunging 30% due to unexpected weakness in the U.S. economy is yet more proof that the Fed is wrong and its assessment in the U.S. economy is strong enough to withstand higher interest rates and QT. Ad revenue falls as inflation destroys purchasing power and jobs. I mean, take that with a grain of salt, because, you know, Schiff has been calling the calamity since every day since he's been alive. I love this tweet, though. Not only is the U.S. dollar weakening against a broad basket of foreign currencies today, with the U.S. dollar index dropping by 1%. Oh, no, 1%. But it is crashing 6% against the Russian ruble. The dollar is about to begin a historic bear market, with soaring ruble leading the collapse. What? The ruble is rallying aggressively because we have a dictator named Putin who's strong-arming people around him to forcefully accept the ruble to try and bring their economy back. God knows that's not going to last, so enjoy this run if you're willing to support the dictatorship and trade Forex. That's all up to you, but I wouldn't say that the U.S. dollar is collapsing miserably. Is it down? Heck yeah, it's down, but I mean, you zoom out on a 3-year chart, and I don't know if I would state this to being the start of the bear market dollar collapse, but, you know, Schiff will, so we better put all our money in gold and Schiff's index so we can continue to outperform for the next decade. My 2 cents. But taking a look here, guys, you know it's a bad day in the market when Burry comes out of the woodwork to make a new Twitter account just to post one thing saying, as I said about 2008, it's like watching a plane crash. It hurts. It's not fun, and I'm not smiling. You know, when people like this start coming out of the woodworks again is usually the time that I feel like the markets are probably going to bottom, but I've been stating that for the last day, and I've been getting reamed out for it, that this isn't the end. Oh, God, valuations are still rapidly high. And taking a look at some of these stocks here, I mean, Snapchat's now down into the close, 43%, leading Facebook down about, 8%, Google's trading down 5%, and dare I say, oh my goodness, in these kind of recessionary places where people are more inclined to use consumer discretionary items, they're still getting clobbered. You know, Shopify, Square, Amazon, anything related to big tech absolutely getting hammered here today. And I constantly reiterate that this is purely confirmation biased here, folks. People like, you know, putting the little stories together in their head and then picking out the figmented imaginative information because, guys, come on. Like, I mean, name one analyst that has been right. Tom Lee, the V in Valentine stands for violent rally. Kathy Wood, buying opportunity of a lifetime here. These stocks are going to go up 50, 100%, and, you know, the fund continues to go down, but it's still a buying opportunity, right? Anyways, take a quick listen. I'm going to pull the best clown out of Wall Street, of course, Kevin OLeary, who had some pretty profound statements today.
At all levels for employment. So I'm not that worried about the classic recession. Energy prices, well, that was self-inflicted. We shouldn't have canceled pipelines. That was bad policy. It can be fixed. Supply chains will be fixed as well. So right now, if I were to buy stocks, which I am doing, because, I mean, you know, you can't time the market, Becky. Today's a good example. If you were not in the market today, you don't know which of the 20 or 30 days in the next 12 months give you all the returns. Today was one of them. So trying to time the market in volatility is next to impossible. But let's take something like Service Corp. Now, maybe people don't know it, but it's probably the biggest funeral operator in America. Guess what? In recessions, people keep dying. Who knew? And their business is recession-proof. And they have strong cash flows, a good balance sheet. BG, Bunge, you talked about food concerns. 80 supply chains, all kinds of specialized grains and oils all across America. Fantastic. Nestle in Switzerland, a European company in Swiss francs, you know this new act Biden just signed? It's all Nestle. All that stuff is coming from there. Nestle's supplying all the baby formula and the baby formula 2002 act or whatever he's calling it. Why not own that company when we're out of baby formula? These are big opportunities, Becky, all through the market that are going to perform very well regardless of inflation.
Now, I love Kevin OLeary because he just says it for how it is. There's always stocks that are going to do well in this kind of environment, these recessionary proof stocks. And I feel like in these kind of trend is your friend environments here, guys, if you're buying stocks that are going down, expect them to keep going down. I mean, it's just common sense. And if you're buying stocks that are doing well, I mean, I would expect them to continue doing well until the trend says otherwise. And I have people like acting like the entire sky is falling, yet the VOO is barely down today. We haven't hit new lows. The dividend index is doing fabulous for me, and my portfolio continues to do just fine. I mean, I got a lot of green going on across the spectrum here, and the only thing that's absolutely terrorizing the market is, again, things that don't show bottom line. And the only thing not doing well right now is the things that continue not to do well. Of course, being small caps, speculations, those things everyone keeps saying, buy in, they're going to be fine, even though they're down 90%. And the likelihood of them coming back is dwindling every single day with how much farther they keep going down because someone's convincing you a company that doesn't show bottom line is worth buying. I don't know what the hell's going on here, guys, and I never really do know what's going on. Nobody does. The market is purely fugazi. It has no correlation to the underlying fundamentals of what you're buying. You listen to value investors, like everything money, you lose money because you're buying Facebook, you buy BABA at $200 a share. Hell, you listen to these speculative investors that pump the markets up to where we saw them to only buy in too late to lose 80% of your value. And then there's me. I took my profit. I'm in index funds, and I'm sleeping peacefully at night. Doesn't mean index funds aren't going to start going up anytime soon, but I am still speculating that markets are closely coming back to their comparable ends because, guys, when every fear-mongering person out there from, you know, a Peter Schiff to Rich Dad, Poor Dad to Michael Burry start kind of preaching in your ear that the end is here, the end is coming, the planes are crashing, usually that is a very good time to start buying stocks, in my humble opinion. But as the great Kevin OLeary said, guys, you don't know when the market's going to do well in these volatile markets, and if you miss the days where it does do well, you are going to miss out on some of the most substantial returns. Now, I know a lot of people into individual stocks and index funds. Like I said, I don't know what's working for you, but I got to give some grace here to you wonderful commenters out there with, I'm going to start highlighting. We'll do comment of the day while we continue to feel the bleed and the pain. But Chestad, favorite comment yesterday saying, stop spreading hope because, you know, I like being hopeful. I like buying stocks when they're down, and I like presuming the economy is going to do just fine because my daily life is just wonderful here, guys. I don't know what the bullshit the world's projecting onto you, but I'm not going to let it feed into my investing career. But anyways, he says, I want fear. Hope the needle will swing to the past extreme fear to ultra mega fear, because we all know the greed fear index is off the Richter scale right now. As Lieutenant Colonel Bill Kilgore would say, if he ran a hedge fund after Vietnam, I love the smell of fear in the stock market in the morning. And on that note, folks, I'd love to know what you guys think about all of this in that comment section below. It's just another entertaining day in the market of you never know what's going to get hit next. And yeah, it's crazy. Stay cool, stay awesome. And as always, I look forward to catching you in the next one.